Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, as always, want to give all the praise, honor, and glory unto the Most High and His only begotten Son. Call Halayim La, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rekakudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Wa Barakathum, unto the hopeful elect. Alright, now today through the Spirit, I'm going to go into a quick video entitled the Lord made all things perfect, right? Every creation of Yahweh Shai has a purpose, and it fulfills that purpose, right? Now, however, just because something, has a good purpose, everything has a season, it has a timing when it's supposed to be done, you see? And within our particular walk, speaking to myself first and foremost, we have things that, it might be vices that we have or certain particular things that we might be into, which, is not necessarily a bad thing, but it can become one if it gets in the way of, your service towards the Lord. If it makes you less fruitful in the ministry or holds you back. That's Rock 42. The Lord hath made all things for its uses, and there is nothing made unperfect. Like, everything has a use. And if it's done in that balance, then it's good. However, overuse of certain things or overdoing things, not knowing when to chill or stop, can lead into you, destroying yourself or making yourself not profitable to the ministry anymore, right? That's why also Paul made the statement, all things are lawful, but all things are not expedient, because there's particular things that get in the way. For your particular walk, it may get in the way of you serving the Lord. Right, and our goal, the whole reason why we're here, is to serve the Lord, do the Lord's work. And if something is getting in the way of that, then that means it's going to slow you down, from doing the work, which means that it can make it to where you end up, getting left behind. See, or you just don't have a use to the Lord anymore because you're too engulfed into other stuff. That's why 2 Timothy, the 3rd chapter, speaks about no man that warrant entangled himself with the affairs of this life, right? Because there's particular things that ain't bad. Ain't bad to spend time with your family. It ain't bad to have your little vices. But certain brothers might play video games. Certain brothers may go to the gym. Certain brothers might draw. Certain brothers like to travel. Whatever the case you like to do, as long as you're not getting in the way of serving the Lord, as long as you do it in balance. You see, and even amongst doing things that are good. It's a proper amount of particular herbs you're supposed to take. So, you're not just taking a whole bunch of shit because you don't know how your body will react to it. Because certain herbs, you're supposed to only take a certain amount. It's a certain amount that you take, and then that's all you need for your body to be good. You see? Because if you take too much, it might make you start having your body might start being too much of something. Like a lot of the herbs are healthy, but some stuff might make you, let's say, for example, certain brothers, they gotta watch how much of the cayenne they take. That stuff has, trying to use the bathroom is burning and stuff, man, because too much. So you gotta apply balance. The scriptures even say, Proverbs 11, a false balance is an abomination between the Lord, and the just ways is his delight. So Lord likes everything to be done in balance. He doesn't like when you overindulge and stuff or it's too much. Something everything gotta be done in balance, right? And that via just comes through experience. Balance, you learn balance by experience, which, I'm not very experienced. I'm a young man in this truth. A babe in this thing. You see? The apostles, they're more seasoned to understand balance better because they've been through the experiences. So they know more, right? But we learn as we go. And the Lord will show you the signs on things that you may have to lay off on because, you'll catch hell. You'll be catching hell, or your body will or the Lord's Spirit will just be showing you via through what you're going through in your life that you might have to cut off on this, or you might have to chill with certain things. And then when we see those signs, the Spirit is showing us, then we just got to act upon it. Speaking to myself first and foremost, it's always things that we can examine to be more fruitful in the ministry. It's going to continue to be that way until Yahweh Shai returns. That's why the scripture speak about the path of the justice as a shining light, which shining more and more until the perfect day. So it's going to continually be us examination. It's going to continually be us, being reformed to the image of Yahushua until he returns, until we're fully in the new body, until we're fully into the new covenant, entered in when we get changed. You see, so it's a process. The Lord is submerging us with the fire and the water. The fire is the adversity, the affliction, the hell you got to catch, but then you learning these scriptures, and then guess what? You just have the word which heals you. It gives you the direction, but when you got to walk in that direction, when you got to apply the scriptures, that's that fire part. You see, when you got to endure and have patience, you're going through long suffering. That's that fire the Lord puts us through. So he baptizes us with both. He baptizes you with fire and with the water, which is just understanding of the scriptures, right? You submerge in the water, the washing of water by the word, it cleanses your mind. But then what? You got to go through the other part, you see, where you got to do what? You got to apply these scriptures, and that's when you fully gain the understanding, and that's when you gain character. You see, you gain character by going through situations, right? So that's what this grace period is doing, man. So it's a lot of things that, is going to get purged out. And some things just going to have to examine to where you don't do it as much. Whatever the case may be, we just got to figure it out for each one of us. But everything has a good use, but it has to be done in balance. And certain brothers' balance might not be the same as others. Like some bros might be able to deal with a whole bunch of women. Some brothers maybe not. Certain particular brothers can do certain things and some brothers can't, but you just got to understand what's good for you. You know what you can do, and it doesn't become an idol unto you, where you idolize it, and then to where it's getting in the way of the ministry. Like if your woman gets in the way of you serving the Lord, then that woman, you don't need to be with that woman. You see, if there's a woman that gets in the way of you serving the Lord, then you don't need to be with that woman. If there's a thing that gets in the way of it, then you gotta put that off. See, that's part of that like I was saying, that fire. You see? But everything has a good use if it's done in that proper balance. And that proper balance can be different from every particular brother. And that's what I wanted to go into in this video. That's why the scriptures also speak about be not overly righteous. And then neither be overly wicked. So you gotta have balance. Certain particular vices, certain brothers will do. Some vices, some brothers can't do. See, or certain things that you might just have to completely cut off. But you got to know what's good for you and know what holds you back or what destroys you. And if something is destroying you and it's not bringing no benefit into you, but it's a particular vice that's making you go left, then you got to let it go. That could be drinking, that could be going out, maybe whatever. It could be anything. But you just got to know, what's holds you back from the Lord. You see? It could be you not it could be you being on social media too much or technology, whatever the case may be. It could be anything. But you just got to know what holds you back and what's your vice, and then know how to control that vice to the point where it doesn't become a god unto you, where it's an idol unto you, and now you idolizing it over the Lord. You see? So everything has a good use, but you just got to understand how much of that use can you use for your walk. Everything has a purpose. That's even Proverbs 16:4. The Lord hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of doom. So Esau, the devil, the fucking wicked, the physical counterpart of Satan, he has a use. His use is to what? Do wickedness. And also his use is to be a whooping stick unto us. Right? So that's why the Lord had this man in power and he was able to do all this wickedness, because the Lord used him to judge us. Right? And also, guess what else? He has to play out his part in the movie, because Esau is going to get judged, and we're going to be justified in all the wickedness we do in Esau. So the Lord is letting him come to the fullness of all this evil that he's doing towards the Lord's people. So that when we judge him, he's hit that full max level of it. And that's why the Lord going to repay him double. Right? So he has to do that. So he has to play out, being modern particular brothers. He has to play out being a complete demon and doing all this wickedness towards us. So guess what? The Lord going to be fully justified, fully just whenever he jack Esau up. And when we jack Esau up in the kingdom. You see? So he has a use. Right? And he's going to try and fight against the Lord when Yahushua returns. You see? Precepts like Romans the 12th chapter. Revelation 12. You see? So he has a use. Everything has a use. Nothing is unprofitable to the Lord. Everything is doing what the Lord wants it to do. You see? That's why the scriptures even say also, Proverbs 21 in the first chapter. A king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. He turneth it whithersoever he will. The Lord gonna make Esau fight against him, and he's allowing Esau to get to this high level of his pride, to the point where it looks like Esau won't be taken down. Then the Lord is gonna take him down, right? So even this motherfucker has a use. You see, every animal, every creation of the Lord. But we just gotta understand. I was speaking more on a like lower level when it comes to like particular items and things, different vices we may have. Things are good. Wine is good, you know. Some brothers love to exercise, but you just got to make sure you don't get too into it to where it distracts you from serving the Lord. You're so caught up in trying to build your body up that, you know, you going to the gym for 3 hours, 4 hours and shit, whatever the case may be, and you just ain't studying. If it's something that's getting in the way of you serving the Lord, then that means you got to cut off on it. But some brothers, they be having to completely let stuff go. Like for me, when I first came into the truth, I had to completely let cause I was like die hard, really trying to hoop. Jake had the hoop dreams and shit, so I was over there. I was doing eat, sleep, ball, repeat. And it was like when I first came into the truth, like I knew I was Israelite and everything, but I wasn't really fully persuaded. I was still kind of had one foot in the world and one foot, you know, and I was like, man, you know what? I'm not gonna teach the word. I'm going to watch the brothers and support them that teach, and I'm going to keep some commandments, but I'm going to keep playing basketball. I'm going to try and go overseas. I had that kind of mindset when I first came in. Then the Lord jacked me up, had me get judged, injuries and stuff, and then I just let that shit go. COVID happened, the crown happened, the C19, like LDZ happened. That LD happened, and I was like, shit, I'm sitting my ass down, man. I put that shit away. And when I did that, that's when I really got close to the Lord. That's when I really started developing an understanding. I had to let that shit go. So for certain particular brothers, there may be certain things they'll have to like cut off. But some stuff you just gotta understand, you know, okay, I can't do this as much because it's distracting me from the Lord. It's not bad, but it's like for me it's bad because I get too engulfed into it, I get too into it, right? So then you gotta know what those things are for you so you can stay profitable to the Lord. But anyway, that's the point I wanted to go into. You know, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I ended it all by saying, call halal Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakab Kadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, great millstone, Reuben teach well. Till next time, come out, Shalom.